Hi guys, back again with another amazing video. In today's video, I'm not going to be reviewing anything. We are going to be talking about battery safety. Mainly focusing on the 18650 batteries, as they are the only ones that I personally have used. Although I'm sure a lot of the rules on battery safety are going to be sort of general, sort of with all your batteries. Now, most importantly, this might sound a little bit weird terminology wise, but the most important thing about battery safety is you need to respect your batteries. Not in a way that you respect your friends, but respect them more in a way of know what they are capable of. You do not want to mistreat these batteries. So for starters, what they are is they are lithium ion rechargeable batteries. They are high drain, which basically means they are built to have a lot of power pulled through from them, which is why they are used for vaping. So for your battery safety, there's quite a few things really that you want to consider to stay safe when using your batteries. You don't want to mistreat them in any way, shape or form. First of all, you want to make sure you never drop them. If you drop them, you could dent them. And then, denting them is never good. A dented battery, it could disrupt the chemicals inside them. It could cause them to go into thermal runaway. Now, what thermal runaway is when a battery like this is mistreated or overused. Thermal runaway, it will heat up. Certain atoms and cells inside the battery will heat up, which will cause others around them to heat up. Then it will do what's called go into thermal runaway, and it will explode. And these make a lot of mess when they explode. So that is mainly what people mean when they say that vaping, if not done carefully, or you don't know what you're doing, can be dangerous. It is only dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. And the main danger is with your batteries. There we go, just dropped one. Not good. So I'm doing a video about battery safety and I've just dropped one. That's good. So first of all, whenever you can, always try to buy your batteries brand new. Do not buy them second hand. If you buy a mod second hand and it comes with batteries, I'd like to recommend that you get rid of those batteries and you buy brand new ones. You don't know how old the batteries are, you don't know how they've been treated, you don't know how they've been charged. So you don't really, whenever possible, you don't really want to be using second hand batteries. You want to buy them all brand new. And when buying your batteries, don't buy cheap knockoffs, don't buy them on eBay, don't buy them on Amazon. You want to be buying them from respected, reputable sellers, so you know what you're getting. A company that's had good reviews. A few examples would be Fogstar. There's another one, 18650.uk. That's another good site. And you also don't want to be buying any sort of cheap, unknown brands. There's a lot of companies out there that do sort of state that they have a battery that's their own, but instead it's not. It's a rewrap from another brand, maybe one that's not quite past their quality checks, not performing as well as what they should. They sell them off cheaper to other companies put a new wrap on them and they state them as their own. Now, when you're buying your batteries, you want to buy from what I like to call the three big dogs out there. I mean, there are lots of companies. You've got AWT, you've got iJoy, have got their own batteries. There's eFest, there's loads out there, but most of them are rewraps from the three main manufacturers. You've got Sony, make some wicked batteries. They make the VTC5A, which is probably one of the best batteries that you can get if you're using it in a mech mod. You've got Samsung that make the 25Rs and the 30Qs. And then with them, you've also got the LGs. Now, not a lot of people use the LGs these days. They used to be very, very popular earlier on in vaping. But nowadays, mostly what you see is the Sonys and the Samsungs. You've got your Sony VTC5A, which is probably the best battery out there for mech mods. Followed very closely by the Samsung 25R. And for your regulated mods, you've got the Sony VTC6, or my personal favourite is the Samsung 30Q, which are your two most recommended batteries for your regulated mods. Now, going back to the safety side of things, So obviously I've already said you want to be buying them brand new, you want to be buying them from a respected seller, you don't want to be dropping them. If you do drop them, you might get away with still keeping them in use, but what you're going to want to do if you drop them is you're going to want to take your wrap off. So you could use a knife or something else sharp or your nail. You want to take the wrap off and you want to inspect your battery. You want to make sure there's no sort of holes in it, there's no dents, there's no deep scratches. And yeah, you're going to want to make sure that there's no damage underneath the battery wrap. Then obviously after you've taken the wrap off, you're going to want to rewrap it. Because the last thing you're going to want to do is put a battery in a mod, regulated or mechanical, with no wrap on it. That is another very easy way to get to disaster. So if you want to know how to rewrap your batteries, I'll put a link in the description below. I have done a battery wrapping tutorial on YouTube. It is also on my channel. Like I said, I'll put a link, or you can just go back to my channel and have a look for it yourself. So yeah, you're going to want to rewrap them, not losing the insulator ring that is going to be on the positive end of the battery. Now, a few basic things as well is your positive side has got a sort of nipple, if you want to call it, on it. Depending what make it is, it'd be 3-leg, 4-leg, and then obviously you've got your negative side, which is completely flat. Now, when putting them in your mod, you do want to make sure you put them in the right way up. Regulated mods do have safety features inside them, will not let them fire if the batteries are in the wrong way. Mechanical mods don't. So if you're using a mech mod, please make sure you are putting your batteries in the right way round. Now, another point of safety is the wrap itself. Obviously, like I've said, you want to make sure your battery is wrapped when you use it. You can buy wrapped almost anywhere. There are vendors on Facebook and the Facebook groups that sell wraps. You can buy them on the Wish app. They're very cheap. I think I bought 100 for something like £2. You can buy them on Amazon. You can buy them from vape shops. Vape shops will even rewrap your batteries, I believe. Some of, if you ask them nicely. You can buy them from vape. You can get them anywhere. And they're basically all they are. They're just heat activated sort of shrink wrap. So yeah, I've got a set of pretty cool superhero ones. I've got Batman, Superman, and all that. So the reason for rewrapping your batteries is it's a good thing whenever you take your battery out of your mod to charge it. Every time you take it out, just give it a quick check over, just take it out, have a little look around with it, make sure you've got no tears in the wrap, because if you've got a tear in the wrap, no matter how small, no matter how big, you're going to want to rewrap it. You do not want to use a battery that has got a tear in the wrap. It is all down to common sense, basically, to be honest. Battery safety, it's all down to common sense and not being silly. A lot of the people say on the Facebook groups, no question is a stupid question. They would rather you ask what you would think is a stupid question and be safe than risk it. So, excuse me, you get people posting pictures of tiny little tear in the wrap. No, do I need to rewrap this? Now, I see that several times a day on the Facebook groups, but like I've just said, it's better for people to ask and be told to rewrap their batteries and be sure, rather than, oh, it's only little, I'll probably get away with using that, let's risk it and blow your face off. You don't want to be doing that. So, what bases have we covered so far? Not dropping them, buying them brand new, buy them from respected sellers, rewrapping them. So, you want to scratch up on your Ohm's law when you're using batteries in vaping, because another point of battery safety is you don't want to over discharge your batteries. Every battery has its own sort of performance specs, so to speak. They will have a total milliamps, which is the capacity of the battery, and then they will also have a recommended discharge rate or discharge limit. And most batteries, it is around the sort of 20 amp mark. With most of the decent ones out there, there's a bit of variation, give, take, 1 or 2, sometimes 5 amps. You want to make sure you're not exceeding their limits, because if you exceed their limits, they are going to heat up, they will overheat. And yeah, so you just don't want to abuse your batteries in any way. Don't over discharge them, don't drop them, don't throw them. One of the other things, and one of the things that I see all over Facebook that does really irritate me, I'm not saying annoy, it doesn't make me angry, it irritates me. Now, a lot of mods, like the Voopoo Drag here, do have a micro USB port. That is mainly for updating. That is not for charging your batteries inside the mod. Now, because of a lot of people don't listen to this, the manufacturers, they have put a balanced charging feature in the mod. So if the Muppets out there do continue to do it, it is going to charge your batteries evenly and so on. But you don't want to do it off a wall socket. If you do it off a wall socket, the amp output into the batteries is going to be too high. You'll charge them too fast. You will damage your cells. So yeah, please do not charge them through the mod. They do have a balancing charge feature, yes, but please do not do it. It has been proven. It does decrease the life of your cells. It can in some cases damage the mod or the batteries. What you really want to be doing is you want to buy a charger specifically for those batteries. Now there are X-Star chargers that are sold by Fogstar, I believe, and there are also Nitecore chargers. These are very good chargers. They're intelligent chargers. They only put a certain current into the battery. They don't overcharge the batteries. When they're fully charged, they drop out. They stop pumping amps into them. That is what you want to use. You want to use an external charger. You don't want, again, with the charger, like with the batteries, you don't want a cheap knockoff one. You do want to use a branded one. So like I said, X-Star or Nitecore. You want to use something decent. You do not want a cheap copy. Now, there's a lot of things in vaping that helps you save money, but looking after your batteries is not one that you really want to be scrimping on. You want to be buying decent batteries, you want to buy a decent charger. So, that's all at the moment I can think of to tell you for battery safety. So we've covered the charging, only use a decent charger, do not charge them in your mod. Rewrap them if they are torn or damaged in any way. Do not drop them. If you do drop them, take the wrap off, check the battery, rewrap it, buy them brand new, buy them from reputable sellers. Don't buy cheap knockoffs, don't buy them second hand, and don't over discharge them. Do not go stupid. Do not build stupidly low owned builds and try and get the biggest cloud going, because the chances are you are going to over discharge your batteries. Now, one thing I did miss that's just popped into my head, batteries do have a pulse rating. They can pulse for very short amounts of time at higher amp outputs, but they need recovery time. Example, the Samsung 25R has a pulse rating of 90 amps, but that's only over a time period of 0.5 seconds. Then after that, it does need half an hour to recover because of the heat that's going to get on the inside of the battery. So you don't want to be doing that. So if you do want to check the specs of your batteries, you want to be contacting the manufacturer, you want to go to the manufacturer's website, or there is a guy on Facebook and many other pages called Mooch. That's Mooch. Now what he does is he'll get the batteries and he'll do his own bench tests on them. He'll tell you the exact amp output, he'll tell you the milliamp capacity. You don't even have to go on Facebook to find him. If you literally go on Google, type in your search bar, Mooch 18650 battery specs, and then go on images, it should bring up a picture of his graph that he has put up for people. Now, I'm not sure if he gets anything out of this, if he gets paid by anyone or what, but I do know that he's doing the vaping community a very big favour. So check out your specs, make sure you know what you're doing, don't be silly, and please do not mistreat your batteries. So that's all for this video. If you've taken in what I've said and you've liked what I said, please like the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I'm on Instagram, I've got a group on Facebook, and I'm on Twitter. If you want to follow me or join the group, please feel free, you're all welcome. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.